inkproducts.com has now released a new ink refill kit for the Epson XP850, also for the XP600, XP800. They now have our new COC chips installed. They will automatically reset after every refill. But now I'm going to show you how to fill them, and I'm also going to do a little troubleshooting. So if you encounter any problems, you'll know how to correct it or fix it. There's a brand new printer we just unboxed. Now, over here, I have some ink. It's our refill kit. Comes with everything you need. Now, I've already used these cartridges and filled them, but here's what I'd like you to do. Get a little old cardboard box, maybe a little clamp, your bottle of ink. What you're going to do is draw a little circle and cut it out so the bottle sits in the box. So there's no chance of you knocking over the bottle when you're going to go fill. Okay, I traced the bottle and I cut out circles, just like a little pizza. I cut it, and I can put the bottle right in. Now, we'll be able to go right into that bottle and draw up the ink. Now, our bottles have a double seal to protect against leaking when we're shipping. So in shipping, when you open it up, you're going to have another seal. Now, I'm wearing a pair of rubber gloves because a lot of people don't want to get ink on their fingers. I don't blame them. So what you want to do is when you take the cap off, you're going to use the extended tip that we're going to give you on the end of the syringe, and you're going to go right through the seal. You don't even have to take it off. That gives you added protection against accidentally knocking the bottle over. Now, I just took the cap off. There's the seal. Now, you can take that off, or you can go right through it, make a little hole, and draw up 12 milliliters of ink. That's how much ink it's going to take to fill a completely empty cartridge or a brand new refillable cartridge. So you're going to go right into it and poke it right in, draw up your ink. Now, I've already used this cartridge before, so I don't think I'm going to need 12. And I have the cartridge. Move this out of the way here. And put the little paper clip thing on that helps hold the cartridge. Now there's a little vent plug right here. I want to take that out. That's used for storage or when installing the refillable cartridge so it doesn't drip all over. Okay, then we can take out the yellow plug and then we'll be able to fill it up. Now you want to have some paper towel handy because in case it drips. I'm pulling it out of the bottle now. Go in and I slowly fill it. Now, like I said, if it was a brand new one, you'd put 12 milliliters and no more. If you go over 12, you'll overfill it, and then you'll flood the print head. When you flood the print head, it'll come out either with poor color or it'll come out blank white. So I just give it a second so it absorbs into the supply chamber, and then I'll be able to put the plug back in, and then I'm going to put the little white storage plug back in so I can store the cartridge, or when I go to put it in a printer, then I know I have to take that out. You'll see that in the next part of the video. Okay, I got that back in. Sometimes if you find that the plug doesn't want to go in, just use a little dish soap on your finger and put it on there, because sometimes they swell up a little bit and they get hard to put in there. Then we'll just put the front one in. That's it. Take the clip off. Now, if you noticed, I marked the bottom of every clip what color it is before I take it off. The reason why I do that is because when I go to put it on, I want to cross-contaminate the colors underneath. Like if I was to put a black on a yellow, I'd get cross-contamination. So that's it. So I filled it. Now I'm going to show you how to take off and put these clips on. A lot of people seem to have a problem understanding how to put these clips on. So I'll do that before I put it back in the printer. I can show you how to do that. Okay, now I have a brand new refillable here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the bottom of it. This is black, so I'll put BK on it for black. Then I'll take it off, and then I'll show you how simple it is to put it on. But you got to put it on so it doesn't cause ink to drip out the bottom. Works basically the same as the Epson. Okay, now I've got it marked. So if you just lift the front off, it comes right off. Very simple. Now putting it back on, I take the back edge of it, like right there, and I slide it on till it grabs onto the little tabs that are in the back. Then all I do is squeeze down and it'll lock in. So I could basically do it one-handed. I already did it. So that's how simple. Now some people wrap a rubber band around it. That's fine too. That's how simple it was. Okay, now we're going to go fill up the rest of the cartridges, put them back in the printer. This is my XP850, brand new out of the box. Well, we're having a little problem with the Epson cartridges. Cleaned them a couple times. Doesn't seem like the printhead's functioning the way it should. So I did some tests on it. I noticed I was missing some of the color. And this is a brand new printer out of the box. So the reason I want to show you this is sometimes people call this, oh, the cartridges that you sold me, they're not working. No, it's not the cartridges. The cartridges are only a plastic box. It has more to do with the printheads in the printer. This is a brand new printer using Epson cartridges. The first thing I noticed when I ran it was these little white lines. Anytime you see little white lines, that's usually a printhead issue. And when I print this stuff out, I always set my printer on text, image, best, or quality. I never use draft or text because I seem to have a lot of problems. I've got to clean it a lot. So now, then I'm printing along, popped up like this. So now, I'm going to put a set of our cartridges in there, do a couple of cleanings, and see if I can get this to come back. Now that I'm having a little problems with the printer with the Epson cartridges, I'm going to take them out and put ours in. I go to ink levels. That's how much ink I have left in those Epson cartridges. About half, a little bit more than half. I don't want to do too many cleanings because it'll just empty the cartridges. I'll go to Cartridge Replacement, lift them up. Now we just unboxed this printer. Now I have another XP850 that we got originally a couple of months ago. That's what I've been using these cartridges in. So now I'm going to take out the Epsons. It's a possibility I have a bad printhead. I know whenever I see the white streaks, thin white streaks on any printhead, I know that tells me it's a printhead issue. Okay, now I'm going to prepare to put them in. I'm going to take the orange clip off, but I'm going to leave the little shipping plug or storage plug in. This one always stays in. That's the fill plug. Now by leaving that in, when I go to put them in, it's not going to drip all over. Because remember, if there's air going in the cartridge, it's going to drip from the bottom. So that's why I say have a piece of paper towel handy. Don't take out that plug until they're in, then you can remove it. And I'm installing the cartridges, but I haven't taken out those plugs yet. I'm going to put them all in, and then I'll take out the plug. This way there's no dripping. I'm actually doing this one-handed. I'm holding the camera. Okay, now There's the black. Now this works for the XP 600 and 800. Same thing, except in that printer there's only 5 cartridges. Now I can take out these little plugs, and I keep them with the clips so I don't lose them. Now I've used these cartridges, so the ink levels are going to be pretty low. Anytime you take the cartridge out to fill it before it says cannot be recognized, and you fill it, then you put it in, it's going to remain a low level. When you take it out when it says cannot be recognized, then you fill it, then you put it back in, the ink level will go up. So if you randomly take them out, your ink gauge is not going to be accurate. I'll close this. It's telling me to remove the cap, which I already did. Now I'm going to do a cleaning. Proceed. It's telling me it's not a genuine Epson. I'll say proceed. Then you have to arrow down. Say yes. And then, well, let's look at the ink levels. So on these, the ink levels are fairly low. So now if yellow would go empty right now, even though we have ink in it, it says cannot recognize, you take it out, you fill it, then your ink level will go back up. That's what I was explaining. Don't take them out till you get that message. Say OK. Now I'm going to go to maintenance. I'm going to do a head cleaning. And now we'll do a nozzle check, and I'll print something out and see if that helped with the problem I was having. I mean, the print wasn't that bad with the Epson cartridges, but I did notice there was a little white, thin white line. Sometimes if that doesn't go away, it could be an air bubble in the print head, could be something wrong with the print head. Because I've swapped Epson cartridges, refillable cartridges, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't go away, then there's definitely a problem with your print head. Like I said in the early part of this video, it could be a brand new machine, right out of a box, and you could have issues. Now charges the print head up, then I'll do a nozzle check. Okay, now after starting the cleaning, print head cleaning, I've got the yellow, which I knew was going to happen because I knew I was low on yellow, because we were just showing you how to. So it says proceed. Let's proceed. Now I know I just filled it up. So there it's in the printer. So I'm going to lift it up and then reseat it. That's how you do it. Clip up. Because I know it's full, I'm going to just clip it back down. If it wasn't, I would take it out and refill it. Now I'll close it. And now the ink level will be back up. Because I had previously used these in our other 850. Proceed. Not genuine. Proceed. And you have to go through that, unfortunately. Okay, let's do a nozzle pattern. Now, I'm not looking for it to come out perfect. Usually I do 2 print head cleanings. No more than 3. If you go beyond 3, you've just wasted ink and your time. Okay, that happened because I popped that cartridge up with ink in it, and I popped it back down. So if you do that, expect to see that. Now let's take a look at the nozzle check. Everything's looking good. Actually, it's looking better than it did with the Epsons. Set that down over here. Okay, I'm going to say done. Go back to home. And now I'm going to print out this test pattern and see what it looks like. So I'll go over to the computer. And by the way, that when you saw this like this, that'll clear right up. Don't worry about that. It will clear up. Because when I picked it up and I dropped it like that, ink, because I had the top hole open, ink starts to pour down. That's called flooding. If I flooded it too much, it wouldn't print at all. I just want to show you this in these videos so you get to understand what happens. Okay, now I've got our test sheet that we have there. I'm going to file, I'm going to go to print. There it is, the XP850 properties. Set it on text image. That's what I always set it on. Or photo or best. If you're doing photos, do not use text or draft. You'll actually use up more ink. You'll have to clean more. Now see, my yellow's back up. So my next problem is going to be my other colors. This was only for demonstration purposes in the video. Okay? Okay. Now we'll go back to the computer and, oh, forgot, one more warning here. Continue. There it goes. Now we'll go back and see what it looks like. Well, so far, looks pretty good. Perfect yellow. Perfect. Now here's something interesting. No white line. I know the camera's not the greatest, but I'm not getting any white lines. So it was the Epson cartridge that was causing the problem. And that's how simple it was. We build refill kits that work. Make yourself a little fill station like I do. Get it all set up. Buy an extra set of cartridges, so if you're in a rush, just pop that one out when it says cannot recognize, and then put it back in. That's the latest refill kit from inkproducts.com.